guys, I have the cutest thing for you guys to see before I start this video. What does it say? From mum to dearest daughter Nana, God wants the best for you and we do too. Lots of love. Get that hair out of the page. Today, we're talking boundaries. Okay! If you don't throw it down. I'm high, I'm high. Throw it down. I'm high, I'm high. Throw it down. I'm high, I'm high. It's like that. I'm high, I'm high. Throw it down. I'm high, I'm high. It's like that. I'm high, I'm high. Throw it to the sky. To the sky. Yeah. Speeding in a fast lane. Living large so high I can fly planes. I'm past. Hi guys. Hi. Let me step a little bit higher, man. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you're good, hope you're in your feels. Let's get into this video. Okay guys, so I have a different setting today. I'm in my room. My office is occupied at the moment. So yeah, we have a different setting. I've tried to like tuck all my teddies away so that you guys don't come and shame me. So yeah, I've hidden them. But this is Monkey. I love teddy bears. Anyway, so I'll get carried away. I have something new for you guys. I have a book review series, and yeah, so basically I'm going to review some books that I'm reading, and it's also going to be a challenge for me to just keep on top of like my goal of like reading new books this year. I actually haven't completed a book in years. Like, you know, you start some, you don't finish them, so this is going to be like a good challenge for me. I'm going to start with a dating series, okay, and the first book is Boundaries in Dating. Now guys, I tell you, if you do decide to pick up this book, you're going to get some looks. Okay, you're gonna. Okay, it's like, I feel like with the picture of the lipstick alone, it's like what are you reading? Almost like, I'll be on the train, yeah, and I do the little one-handed trick here, you know, on the train, and like obviously they can see the cover, and they're like even I think it was this week, a lady was like to me, like as I'm reading it, this is my face, yeah, I look up and I see her at the door, and she's like. And she starts smiling, and I'm like, oh my God, like, what do you think I'm reading here? Like, this is a Christian book. As I was leaving, she was like, you have a nice day, yeah? I was just thinking, bloody hell, I'm not really reading to educate myself. You might say, why do you have dating books, Danielle? Like, what? You got 2021, something up your sleeve? But no, I just feel like we always talk about how singleness is a time to develop yourself, to get... you sort of like build your character, know yourself more. But what's the point of having that period of time and not doing anything in it? Like, you're not meant to just come with a relationship bare as you are, toxic and all, and just say, here I am. Like, work on your stuff and then come and bring something to the table. As much as you can do, work on yourself, like career wise, sort of working on, I don't know, past trauma, whatever. Like, you having the idea of dating in mind when you're also dealing with these things and thinking about career and thinking about well-being and, you know, your mental health. Like, if you add dating to the equation, it sort of prepares you for dating in itself. And I hope for girls, all my crazy girls, and then let me hear you say, this book here is gonna stop you in your crazy moments. Okay, okay, let's go on and talk about the book. I've explained why. All right, so the book is lit. Okay, so I'm gonna give 3 ratings for each of these books. I'm going to give a rating for content, readability, and writing style. So, bing, bing, bing. Let's start. So there's 4 parts to this book. The parts are, so part 1 is you and your boundaries. Part 2 is whom shall I date? Part 3 is solving date problems, when you're part of the problem. Now, I don't like this chapter because it's a trigger. Guys, this book here, I've had times here where I'll be reading it here and I'm just like, yeah, nah, not today. We're not fixing that today. No. Don't come at me like that. Dr. Cloud, Dr. Townsend, like, come on. And part 4 is solving date problems, when your date is the problem. And I like this one because you really want to shout at people. And we want to tell them that they're trash. This is my favourite. But this also makes you, like, calm down. Like, how are you going to address it? And I think a disclaimer, I'd say, is everything about this book, as much as it says dating, I think it's so essential for friendship building, understanding the importance of friendship in dating, understand how you can approach sensitive topics with friends as well. Like, literally today, as I was reading this book, I got triggered and I had to
I had to retract on some behaviours and correct myself as a friend, because, you know, it's a trigger book. It's a trigger book. Okay, cool. I'm gonna have what do you call it? A buzzword. Yeah, this is a trigger book. Okay, all right, cool. So if you hear that again, you know that. Whew, if you're gonna pay for this, be prepared. I'm just gonna talk about like the different parts and like my favorite chapter in each of those parts. Each of the chapters I love, to be honest, but just to make this sort of video very brief and to the point. So in part 1, you and your boundaries, my favourite chapter is chapter 5, don't repeat the past. Oh no, I ain't going back. As much as you say though, like, you're not going back, like, I'll never repeat this, I'll never repeat that. Like, if you don't put certain boundaries in place, you'll actually relapse. So it's so important. The Jim and Jenny analogy. So during the book, like, it talks about like, because they're psychologists or clinicalists.
Jay!
The English is gone. They like do a lot of counselling, and so they use some like case studies almost. And Jim and Jenny, I'm Jim. Okay, so basically Jim was like, what do they call it? He's a low risk dater. So it's like he can put his eggs in more than one basket because he's like low risk. Yeah, like if I spread it out equally, the odds are, you know, nothing bad's gonna happen here. Basically, and he meets Jenny and he really likes her, and then he's like, crap, like, I'm gonna have to be honest with her. He was just like, I'm gonna have to be honest, I really like this girl, I'm just gonna change up, because usually I just lie to them. I'm actually gonna tell them this time. So he's like, do you know what, like, I am dating more than one person. And after that, I think he pretty much has his heart set on Jenny. Guys, Jenny moves on. Now, this is the game that we're living at here. The streets are tight. But I'm just going to read a little bit of why I like that story so much. As it happened over time, Jim did lose Jenny to someone else, and that was also very painful for him. The good news is that he found that he could survive losing. This just triggered me. It was like, you can survive losing. Okay? You're not a loser. You can survive losing. Like, sometimes just take that leap of faith. Like, you're not going to die. Like, this is why I say when the book triggers you, because it's like, even if you were reading it in a sense of like, okay, I don't have the fear of losing, you can see like how someone else, like the person you're dating, might have that fear of losing and be like, right, like, you're just Jim, like, just take that leap of faith with me, baby. So, like, it works both ways. Like, I just proper. So that was my, from part 1. Part 2, the chapter I loved the most was chapter 9, Beware When Opposites Attract. Now, opposites attracting isn't something that I've ever like thought about, or, you know, I feel like I don't really go for opposites. So I didn't really find that like applicable. But when I was reading it, I was like, wow, like, this has gems. So it basically talks about why you should beware of opposites attracting, and it gives different reasons. And it basically says that it's not a bad thing to like have polar opposites attracting. Another reason that opposites attract is our fear of looking at our own character flaws. Self-exploration and change can be scary. We may be afraid of dealing with our inability or weaknesses in several aspects. So it's like, where you might be like, do you know what, I have no patience, and I can't be asked to deal with the fact that I have no patience, and I'm not dealing with this character flaw. Instead, I'm just going to find a partner that's patient, and then they will be my patience. And it's like, you're so stagnant in your growth if you limit yourself to depending on that person's ability, and that person eventually is going to be like, bloody hell, get off me, like, I'm not your crutch, like, it's not me that just should be patient for you all the time. So I'm like, oh, okay, like it's like, even though it doesn't relate to me specifically, like, I haven't noticed it in my dating life, I'm like, oh, okay, that is something that I should sort of keep in mind. Like, if I see someone, I'm like, oh, I really like this about him. Do I really like it about him because it's just such a genuine and pure thing and like a lovable thing, or do I like it because I like it in myself and I don't want to work on that part of me? Trigger book. Okay, guys. Part 3. When you're the problem in the dating situation. Yeah. I like this one because I feel like, as much as I'm like, everyone thinks like I'm so like anti relationship, anti-love. I'm actually such a lovable person, and I'm a bit of a hopeless romantic. You might have my attention the first week and it'll be like my undivided attention. After that though, yikes. Chapter 12, don't get kidnapped. It basically says, slow down, chill out. You stop planning your wedding. You just met the person. Don't get kidnapped. I think I like this chapter not only because it triggers me to like chill out, don't be so obsessive with certain things, and just let things sort of like develop organically and don't think too far. Yeah, you know, like when you have this sort of romantic ideals and you're really loving somebody, the person really loving you, like your reality can get distorted, and who do you have around you to be that reality? And I've noticed that, I don't know whether it's within my community or whatever, but a lot of people don't want to talk to their friends about their relationships. Like they don't want to get a reality check from their friends. It's like, I don't really want anyone to chat my business, I don't want anyone to expose me, I don't want anyone to think my partner's mad. But it's like, there's a way you can go about it without, you know, oh, can you imagine he did this? Like, you don't need to be like that. But like, guys, do you think I'm bugging? You know, this. Have you noticed a difference in my behaviour since I started dating this person? Like, I feel like sometimes we think things are so like, oh, that's only how you chat to people in movies. But it's legit a good question. Like, have I changed since I started dating this person? I don't think I've ever really touched base with my friends when it comes to dating. Once the person is patterned, I'll show you who they are. It's like, by that point, you might have really fallen in love with a waste man. So, and then obviously, as a friend, it tells you, like, you know, speak with compassion and love when you're dealing with stuff like this. And really and truly, if people don't listen to you, that's their own business. In the 4th chapter, we gotta talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Little favorite bit of the video. No, you're really gonna like it, isn't it? So yeah, setting appropriate physical limits. Obviously, saving yourself for marriage is an important thing. Yeah, it's an important thing. The Bible says, you know, don't delve into that territory basically until you're married, and it sort of explains why in a sort of friendly way, not like a so like spiritual, and like it basically says like this is the word of God, but like uses practical examples to make it plain for you to understand that, you know, there's no rebuttal around this. Like, come on, like, you're giving 100% of your body, but the rest of what you share as a couple is unbalanced. Like, the quantity you share in terms of your soul and mind is like 2%, and your body, like, there's an imbalance there and stuff like that. It's really interesting they're taking it, but I'll leave that for you guys to read once you buy it. And if you're giving yourself to someone who's a luster and not a lover, you're headed for trouble. Lusters are people who have divided souls and do not develop the deeper aspects of themselves which are necessary for a lasting relationship. Many lusters have sexual addictions that are trying to meet deeper needs and that they can't express in a healthy way. It hits the nail on the head in terms of, like, you might have someone where you have great sexual chemistry, but really and truly, like, where is the substance in your relationship? And if you don't look at that first thing first, like, I've met this person, I'm well attracted to them, I feel like, you know, we have hot and flustered moments, but then that's all the person's really looking forward to. It's like, what about the deep conversations? What about the sort of feeling so comfortable, so transparent, so bare in front of someone? Like, where is the substance? Like I say, I'm going to be transparent on this channel. I've been the luster in, like, the sense of, like, not wanting any deeper connection. And it's 100% facts is that you're trying to meet a deeper need. Like, for me, I feel like it was, like, trying to meet a need of, like wanting that love, but just not trusting that love could be gained in an organic and loving sense. It could only be gained, like, through lust. And so for me, I'm like, this is facts, guys. This ain't no cap. Okay, this is facts. Like, them limits are necessary, like, so you don't become that person that's basically like, oh, your ideals on, like, love and lust have been skewed, so you go into your relationship and do nonsense. And likewise, someone can come and abuse you because that's what they've dealt with, or for whatever reason that they lust. But guys, I can't give you all the gems because this book is just too on point. Mwah. Do you know how many people I've recommended this book to? So I said I have to come on my channel and I have to tell you guys proper. I have another 2 books in the dating series. Waiting and Dating by Miles Monroe, and Hiding from Love from Dr. Townsend. So in terms of content, it's spot on. I love the way that it puts the word of God there so plainly. Like, a lot of people say dating isn't relevant in the Bible, dating isn't mentioned in the Bible, but we see the same themes in dating in the Bible. We see the same guidelines that apply to dating in the Bible. Like, don't be so rigid in the way you think. Like, open the Bible and read for yourself. Like, love your neighbour as thyself. Does that mean that I should treat the person I'm dating like rubbish? No, because they're still my neighbour. Just because we add the word date there doesn't mean that I should start moving mad. So I really like the way that there's verses like in almost every line, like linking it. So for all those people that are like, it's not the Bible, it's like go and read it, go and apply it for yourself. So it's like very applicable. It doesn't feel like you're reading a book that's like about, no, like a really spiritual book in terms of like, oh, and so what happens when you have sex is there's a division between it's not really like that sense. Like, I like that as well, by the way, but I feel like it's just very light-hearted to read in terms of like, oh, okay, so this is how it links. It's very easy for you to explain to other people because it's been explained to you in such a simple way. So I love the content. Like, so content, I give it a 9. That's how strongly like I mess with this book. Dr. Cloud and Dr. Townsend write different chapters, and so like they just slide their name in. So it'll be like, one day I was at a meeting, bracket Dr. Cloud, and I just really like it. I just think it's so cute how they just keep switching back and forth, and they talk about each other in the book as well, and it's just very nice. And at the end of each chapter there's takeaway tips which summarizes what the chapter was about, which I think is very useful, like just in case. Like, this is one of the books that I feel like stays on your shelf and you keep going back to it. In terms of readability, it's a very easy read. It's just very simple to grasp what they're saying. You can sort of read for a long time without saying, whoa, I need a mental break. So in terms of getting through it, it hasn't been hard to get through. It's been hard to get through in terms of like finding the time to read, because I like to sort of like, I try and use my commute time basically, because all my evenings are pretty much used up. Like, I'd give it a 9. It gets 9 in all 3 categories. Ding, 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 ding. Like, I love this book, guys. Like, it's definitely one that I think I'll continue to revisit. Like, even once like I get into a relationship, it's like, oh, this nigga is pressing me. Let me go to chapter about blaming people. Like, there's even that's actually a good chapter, by the way. Blaming people. Like, blame can really ruin relationships. I'm just like, this is so insightful. It gives you the ability to now work on yourself, knowing that these are the things that you need to have before you come to somebody and say, marry me. Or someone comes to you and says, will you marry me? Do you know what I mean? But I'd say, guys, as well, please, you want to be the head of the household. Take control over your ability to grow. Pick up the book. Just read it. It's not everything that is for girls. Like, I don't understand this for girls thing. It's like, pick the book up, man, because you can fall in love too quickly. You can be blindsided. Like, the examples are equally both men and women that are in situations where they don't know what to do. Like, there's a girl they really, really find attractive, they love, but there's this thing about her that she just won't change, she won't adapt on. They don't want to come across as controlling, but it's like it's a non-negotiable for them. You're in the same situation, so why can't you read? It's because you're a guy. Please, I'm getting worked up now. Gets a 9 out of 9 out of 9 out of 9 out of 9. Like, I would give it 10, but I said, like, let me chill. It might just because I'm in my feelings. What I'll do is, out of the 3 books that I review, I'm going to do another giveaway, and one of you guys will get the book. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for getting involved in my giveaway. Like, comment, subscribe, share this video with a friend. Interact in the comments below whether you think that, or like, what's your weirdest dating stories or funniest dating stories. Let's just interact, let's laugh. I'll tell you mine. He was criticising me from like the second I sat down in front of him till the time we got back into the car to go to the next destination. He fell asleep in the cinema, which I just felt like, wow, God, like all there snoring next to me. I love you guys. Peace and prosperity.
I blammed her twice a night with all my bling. Big Benz I drive, I brought that thing. Go, with the go up, catch my vibe. Nobody make a catch. See no watch, now she wanna give crutch. Boy got peas, my dog told her meet me at the top. Switching lanes the other day, I seen her waiting for a bus.